Hello everyone and welcome to Club Deck Corner here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. In a week of yet more bipolar performances from Rangers, it's easy to think that all Desmonds are the same. However, that could not be any further from the truth. I am your host, Scott Carney, and joining me is everyone. Ali Pearson, how are you?
I was going to say I'm looking forward to having Rangers back in the telly tomorrow night, but I don't know if I am, to be honest.
Yes, we're going to get into it. Scotia, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing well considering what Rangers are putting me through at the moment.
Yes, I think we're all pretty much the same. And Ryan Haymarsh, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. My favourite time of the day is actually being at work at the moment because it takes my mind off other things. But all I want to say tonight is I hope none of us fall out, because obviously I think we're going to have different opinions tonight, which is what makes these podcasts and makes us Rangers fans. So I'm in a strange way looking forward to this tonight.
Well, in a way, it'll stop people just accusing me and Ali of always agreeing with each other anyway. So, there's a few contentious points to talk about tonight, and it might not be the most beautiful of listens tonight, but we won't hide away from a lot of the things that we need to speak about tonight. That is for sure. Before we get into all that, even just a few shout outs as always. Tommy, again, cheers again for buying us a coffee. Really superb, Tommy. Thanks very much, mate. We've also launched a Club at 22 coffee buying legend membership, and that is on the buy a coffee for us on their website. Some people have been asking how they contribute more. You can do it that way. You can sign up monthly, you can sign up annually, completely up to you. You can become a Club at 22 supporter by joining the channel from the 99p. We will be doing our first ever exclusive live show for our supporters, so join now to make sure you don't miss out. If you're a Club at 22 supporter at the end of the season, you could be in with winning with a chance of winning a gift card for the Rangers store. And as always, if you enjoy the pods, please do like the video, subscribe to our channel. 2 wee clicks cost nothing for you, but it makes a massive difference to this podcast. And finally, before we do, the winner of the raffle was John Lammy. So I did the draw earlier on today. The video's up on YouTube. It's on all our social sites as well. John, congratulations. John's already been in touch with me. He knows that he's won. So well done, John. And I'll get that sorted and get it down to you, mate. But well done, and thank you for everybody for getting involved. We raised £114 in total just through the raffle. Ali's going to match that, so it'll be £214 going to the Rangers Charity Foundation. Ali is some man. I really do we have to appreciate that. No, in all seriousness, the podcast is donating that £100, so it'll be 214. I'm in contact with the Rangers Charity Foundation just now. I'm just saying this to keep it above board. I'm in contact with them just now to see the best way to transfer the money, etc., to them, whether they want me to do it through the site or what's best. As soon as that's getting done, as soon as I'm doing that, it will be clear for everybody to see, just so you all know. But thank you again, everybody. Right, gentlemen, we have to start with the poor 2-2 draw at Ibrox on Sunday. Rangers somehow managed to draw 2 each from Motherwell after putting in one of the most dominant displays in the first half that you could ever wish to see. I brought a vlog to use on Sunday, which came back and slapped me in the face. It was very much a tale of two halves, that video, as was the game, I suppose. But the lads haven't had their chance to have their say on the game. I was probably a bit too polite, if I'm going to be completely honest, after I did the video. But I think it's always important to remember when we bring you videos straight after the game, it is literally straight after the game, so you're still trying to kind of digest what you've watched. And my God, is there a lot to digest. So after the match, Gio and Tav were both asked about mentality, to which they both responded, no one questioned the mentality on Thursday night. We'll come back to talk about different parts of the game and individuals, but Ryan, I'll come to you first, mate. 3 wins since after the winter break in the league. Based on that stat, surely we have a right now to question the mentality or the league challenging mentality of this team.
If you're not questioning the mentality now, when are you questioning it? If it's not mentality after you've beat Borussia Dortmund, then what is it? Because it's not ability. I am so glad that I sometimes have the fear a wee bit that it's just paranoia, that some of the Rangers fan media are maybe a wee bit too close to the club and they won't criticise them or they won't ask the right questions. I don't know who it was. I think it was either David Edgar or Martin Ramsey, but one of them asked the question, do you think mentalities...
They both actually did, mate. One of them asked Gio and one of them asked Tav.
Great. Well, I was so glad to hear that because I think that's a question, and I think it's a question that all the players need to hear, that the mentality is being questioned of them, because rightfully so. Like I said, I thought it was a. I know they've got to give an answer. I appreciate that, but the answer for me was poor, saying that the mentality wasn't questioned against Dortmund. Nobody's talking about Borussia Dortmund. We're talking about this. I said a couple of pods ago, we look as if we're going to collapse. We are collapsing. We're collapsing. That's there's no getting away from it. It's 11 points we've dropped since Christmas in a short space of time. That is a crisis. There's no getting away from it. And the mentality is questioned because this squad have got previous, and are going about attitude, and are going about the mentality and applying yourself. And I've had a look at some of the games, and this is the same squad. There's 9 players in these teams. 29th of December 2018, we beat Celtic 1-0 at home, and Ryan Jack scored. We are looking cushy for the league. We come back and we get beat 2-1 for Kilmarnock, and the league peters out, and we get beat 2-0 from Aberdeen after playing them twice. We end up taking it to a replay in the Scottish Cup, and we go out 2-0 to Aberdeen. We then the following season, we then qualify for the Europa League against Legia Warsaw, flying. Big result, big moment for Rangers European wise, because we've not been there for a while. We then get beat 2-0 for Celtic and peter away. The League Cup final against Celtic, I'll let slide. 29th of December, a year later, in 2019, we go to Celtic Park and win 2-1. We bossed them. We absolutely bossed them and put a knife to their throats that day. We come back in January and lose 2-1 to Hearts away, 2-1 to Kilmarnock away, and draw 2-each with St Johnstone. The league goes away again. This is not a new thing with this squad, unfortunately. And winning a league, and I know people don't want to hear this, winning a league when it's closed door and your opponents are imploding left, right and centre, and we're getting banter every single day when we switch our phones on, is one thing. But winning a league when they've got their act together is another, and they need to address it now.
It's hard really to come up with an argument against that. I do always try and pick the positives out of pretty shambolic performances, and I really struggled. And I've watched the game back for my sins, and that second half is just. I really don't know what it is, but you have to question it now, because this is every winter break for the past 3 years, as you just said, mate. So I can't really disagree with any of that. Ali, we failed to take a golden opportunity to close the gap at the top after they obviously dropped points at Easter Road. And the manner of the way the game had started, and the way we were in the first half, to finish it the way that we did, it's unacceptable.
It's worse than unacceptable. At half time, when you were doing your vlog, Carney, I thought Rangers were playing well. I thought we were cantering the game. I said to you, Rangers should go out there and get goals because of the goal difference. We should go out and try and hammer that. Just collapsed the second half. I don't know whether they just go out there and think, oh, we're 2-0 up, this will be a doddle the rest of 45. I mean, just give away stupid goals. And I agree with Ryan completely. Me and Ryan were having a couple of texts Sunday night, and the two of us was raging as each other. But no, I said Rangers were one bump away, another bump away for losing this league title. Now, I'm not conceding the league title, but what I'm saying is that is a reason on Sunday why we won't win this league title. And folk might not want to hear it. I know we're only 3 points behind, but give me some sort of argument that tells you Rangers are going to do something in the next 10 games. With 8 games we've played since we've came back and we've won 3. That's embarrassing league form. It really is. And I can't put an argument going forward in terms of Rangers doing something, putting a run together. So I just can't. It's just and it's same with Ryan. You take the Dortmund game out of the equation. That's a free hit. There's no pressure on Rangers. It's a free hit, and you to that point you can take last season out because the way last season went. Rangers cantered the league last season. Celtic had two games very early on this season where they didn't play, and we just stretched away, and we never really had that pressure in terms of them breathing down our neck. Previous seasons, as Ryan's just sort of noted there, we have, and we've seen what's happened, and we've done it again this season. Against, let's be honest about it, a poor Celtic team this season. They're not great. And I said to Paul at work, Carney, says, this will probably be one of the worst Celtic teams that will probably win this league title this season, because they're not great. But we are not great either. And as I said in the last pod, we're absolutely gift wrapping it at the moment to Celtic. And once again, we have. And I'll be honest, and it sounds really negative, but I need to say the truth here because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not even confident for tomorrow night about Rangers. I don't know what Rangers are going to show up. I really don't know. As Ryan says, we need to get our act together. We've only got 10 games left, but if I'm being honest with myself, I can't see that group of players doing it in the next 10 games. I really don't. Unless Celtic have some sort of collapse, but...
Can I jump in? Sorry, Carney. Apologies, boys. I just got to ask a question, probably to you all. Do you think, because I know what my answer to this is, if they had gone to Easter Road and got the win, do you think Rangers would have dropped points on Sunday?
No.
I don't.
Honestly, no, probably not. No,
Probably not.
No, probably not. But I mean, based on the way the first half had went, I didn't think there was anything in that in them. I didn't think that it would even have been crossing their mind. And look, it's hard to get in players' heads best enough. I mean, we get wee snippets of press conferences, but are usually useless. You don't tend to get much out of them. But yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I know. I say you'll never know. It's one of those things. I'm not one of these people that think the league's over. I don't think the league's over. I don't think Celtic will win every game at the end of the season. Celtic have been good in spells this season. It's not often that I'll give them credit. They have been, but there was no way they could maintain that. There was just no chance with the strength of the squad that they have. They couldn't maintain that. We have a stronger squad. I'll still argue that point, but only ability-wise right now it doesn't really seem to be mentally. And that's one thing that I can't disagree with, is that it just... Sunday's second half performance is just a lack of mentality, a lack of winning mentality, wanting to be winners again. There's too many. We will get into individual players, but there is too many.
Can I ask just a quick thing? Sorry, Scotia, I know you've still to come in here. Just a quick one.
You'll probably see what I was going to say.
No, I don't think so. See when it went 2 each. This is a question you always. Did you think Rangers were going to score a winner?
No chance.
Look at the other side of the city. If it happens to them, do you think they'll score a winner?
Right,
yes.
Nah, I was about to make up a fucking stupid excuse to get 10 minutes added on time, but no, yeah, you're probably right, mate. They probably do get a goal in the last minute. It's something that we don't do. It is something that the Rangers don't do. But no, no, I don't think. As soon as it went to each, I knew. I was like, oh, that's another one we've blown. The reason that I don't think the league's over is it is only 3 points. There is still 2 old firms to come up, and without trying to sound like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat, I just feel there is more to come yet. However, I said the last time we dropped points against Dundee United that there could be no more mistakes. This one, I am being generous to let them say, right, this has to be the last. However, I will agree with you what you said as well, Ali, towards the end, that I'm not feeling great about tomorrow night. I've got no idea what to expect by Rangers tomorrow. It's really over to them now to show that they do have the balls on them to do this. Scotia, hello, mate. Sorry. Sorry, Scotia. Tavi's press conference, Scott, today said the players are all disappointed with the result on Sunday and that we need to learn from it and put a performance in tomorrow night. However, based on what we've just spoke about, based on what Ryan has said over the last 3 years after the winter breaks, we certainly don't seem to be learning from these mistakes. It seems to be reoccurring. So I suppose my question is, why should we believe him?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe them. I think what you've got with Rangers, and ever since we've come back into Europe and Gerrard came in, is you've got 2 different Rangers teams. And I always used to look at it as you've got the Rangers team that plays in Europe that are absolutely brilliant and can handle it and deal with it. And then you've got the Rangers team that plays in Scotland. and some of the players can't handle it at times. But some of the results there that Ryan was rhyming off, you know, the Celtic results just before the winter breaks in previous seasons, it's really what it is. It's a Rangers team. You've got a Rangers team that like being an underdog. You know, and that's the way I feel about them. And it's a terrible thing to say about a Rangers team, but they seem to be a team that thrive on being the underdog. Because if you think about it, that Old Firm game, most recently, we were probably slight favourites for that, even though it was at Parkhead, and we go out and we absolutely shit the bed on it. So you've got these two teams, and there are certain players that I know you'll come on to that just can't seem to get a grip on how to deal with this type of pressure. And Ryan's right, some of them can't deal with the crowd at times. I think because after you'd done that vlog and that after full-time whistle, I was like, right, I'm never doing one of them again. Because at half time, I'm like,
me neither, mate. Me neither.
This is routine, and then you come out at the end of the game. Both me and Ali are raging. There's other points in there that I think we'll talk about, because it was, again, very similar to the Dundee United game the previous week in terms of what went on in the game. But I'm like you, that I don't think the league's over yet. I still think that Rangers can go on and win this, because I do think that both sides are most likely to drop points, and it's whoever sort of drops the least. I've got confidence in the last two Old Firm games of the season as well at the moment, so I don't see it being over. But I'm getting to the stage where I find it difficult to disagree with Pearson when he's saying that, no, that's it, done. I mean, a wee bit more optimistic.
I'm not saying it's completely done. I'm just saying I can't put an argument up for this Rangers team to say they're going to win it, because they've shown me nothing since we've come back.
Yeah.
I'm not conceding the title in case folk think I am. I'm
no,
not. I'm just
fair.
saying I can't see an argument.
I get where you're coming from, mate. And I think a lot of people are pretty much the same. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're wrong or you're right. It's your different way of looking at it. I've tried to be rational about it, and yes, sometimes I am just very much it's over. But I'm trying to remain optimistic, because we had to really make a mess of this for us not to win the league, and we are doing our absolute best to make the biggest mess that you've ever seen to not win the league. And it's everybody's entitled to their own opinion on that. I'm trying to stay optimistic. Maybe it'll be my downfall, I'm not 100% sure, but Scotia, you're right, I ain't doing another vlog again, because
Carney, is it 13 points out of 24? Is that what we've got since we've come back? 13 points out of 24. So we've dropped 9 points.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
Like that. And there's only 30 points left to play for. So, yeah, there's.
Well, it's been a 9 point. It's been a 9 point swing, which is just unacceptable. I mean, you just can't. You can't be doing it. You really can't. And it's all kind of stemmed from. It has all stemmed from the Old Firm game, really. If we're going to be honest, this is when it all started to go terribly wrong, because.
Well, the Aberdeen game wasn't great.
Oh, the Aberdeen game wasn't great. That's true, actually. The Aberdeen game, probably, yeah. You can tell I did loads of research for this podcast. No, but I think the attitude of the Old Firm, it's just been wrong, and I think everybody's been questioning mentality since then. Anyway, we'll move on. We'll go down in circles probably tonight. We'll break down the game a bit more. Goals from Morelos, possibly an own goal, and a great strike from Sakala in the first half. Ryan, as good as you could really expect, being 2-0 up at half time, mate. And I have to praise the team as well as getting stuck into them, because the first half was everything I want to see Rangers doing.
Aye, they were attacking, they were direct, and they were creating chances. That's what you want to see. Not just at Ibrox, you want to see that away from home as well, but that's what I expect to see from a Rangers team. When I was watching them in the first half, I thought, this is a different mentality than when Gio first came in, because I thought we were a bit reserved when Gio first came in, which I didn't expect when he was appointed. But I think changes and conversations have clearly been made in terms of our play, because we were, like I said, we were direct, and I was happy. We were looking good for a 2-0. I said to the guy next to me, I can't remember Motherwell hardly touching the ball in the first 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. They were very, very poor and just couldn't keep a hold of the ball, and they're fully taken. And we should have been up more than 2-0 if we're being honest. But same old story, not doing the job at the front, and we know what happened in the second half. But this is a consistent theme with this Rangers side. They're not as clinical as they were last season, but they're nowhere near as clinical as they need to be to be top of the league. They need to start converting chances, and guys need to get their numbers up. I'm not starting naming names, but people need to get their numbers up, and if they don't, then we are in trouble. I did say, like, I think you know that I'm not a huge Hadji fan the way Scotia is, but I did say if we don't replace Hadji in January, if we don't replace him, he gets his numbers with goals and assists, because he's the kind of guy he'll hit a shot from outside of the box and will pick a goal up off it, or he'll get his assist and he'll try something different. We are missing that type of player. We are missing somebody up there to get the numbers up and get the goals or hit a shot from outside the box. We're missing that hugely, and that probably will take us on to the transfer window at some point with the signings that we've made. But yeah, it's just we looked good in the first half, but we didn't convert the chances that we should have.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ross Wilson is coming in for a bit of criticism just now due to the business that we did do in January. And look, if it all works out, you'll be hailed. If it doesn't work out, you'll be slaughtered. And that's just the life of working and being at Rangers. However, I think there is now arguments coming for it. Spoiler alert, everybody. Aaron Ramsey's not in the squad tomorrow night. Ali, we are doing everything right in the first half. Literally everything that you want to do. We came out flying. We'd hit the bar within the first couple of minutes. Hunting in packs, stopping Motherwell coming out. Absolutely bossing the game. John Lundstrom standing at the back like he'd always been, a deep line centre-back playmaker role. It was great. It was everything that you wanted. And we were using words like routine and easy street, mate, at half-time.
But it was. If somebody had watched that first half, that's exactly what it was. It was routine. It was easy. That's why John Lundstrom was put in at centre-half, because Gio knew Rangers would have all of the ball. He wouldn't be pressurised. And that's why you could see him come out with the ball, would drop it a 3, and he could link with the midfield sometimes. And it worked a treat the first half. It really did. But as soon as we give a goal away, we shit the bed. We shit the bed. And we can't kill teams. And I know we have a joke about Carney, and I always say I want my early goal in the second half to kill it. But it's true. We need to go out and kill teams, and we can't do it. And I'm sitting there with Scotia second half, and I mean, the first goal we give away, I mean, you'll come on to who we think's responsible for it, but Lundstrom's done down his side. To be fair, he's done by pace with the boy. But as soon as they get that goal, you're sitting there going, I've seen how this movie ends. I've been here before, and I just knew it was going to happen, and that shouldn't be the case. From the first half, it was like Jekyll and Hyde. It's unbelievable that from the first half to the second half. But I just think there's something in this Rangers team, when a team gets a goal against us and it's back to being tight like that, I just think we shit the bed too many times. I really do.
I think there was a number of things in the second half that just didn't work for whatever reason, and a lack of adapting, really. We will come on to that. Scotia, should we all just blame you, really, for the second half, considering you called it Beautiful Sunday at half-time?
Yes, probably.
Twice.
I do apologise, everyone.
Twice.
But if you've been perfectly honest, that was exactly how everyone was feeling at half-time. Because it was, like Ali says, it was routine, and it did look like we were going well. I think Motherwell need to get given, what's his chops, Graham Alexander, because I think he made the 3 changes to the Motherwell side at half-time to change their shape and how they were approaching the game. But in the first half, I thought we were brilliant. I think, there was a couple of chances that we should have done better in, but I think Kelly made a couple of really decent saves to kind of keep the scoreline down as well. So give him a wee bit of praise for that. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that at the first half I didn't feel as if it was going to be an absolutely brilliant day, because I did.
Yeah, no, you're correct, mate, because I did. You can tell by my face at half-time and my face at full-time. Completely different, really, completely different. Into the second half, calamity defending and goalkeeping, we ship 2 points away and fail to see the game out. Ryan, 2-0 was by no means a winning score. However, in the manner of the way the first half went, I'll probably steal your word, mate. It's absolutely criminal that the way Rangers managed that second half. It was up there with the worst that I've seen a Rangers team and a management team deal with another team making slight changes, not exactly world-changing, like world-class tactic change that's really caught us out or nothing, just desire, really, probably, that was maybe took over. So, in your opinion, mate, where did it all go wrong?
What a question that is, by the way.
No, the lads are getting even tougher ones, mate. I'm easing them in gently here.
Where did it all go wrong? Yeah, I've said a few times I do not like Rangers when they've got to fight a game out, and I don't mean when a team part the bus, but seeing a team start putting the boot in and winning the second balls, Rangers fall short more than 9 times out of 10 for me. They really do. They fall short, and when it's a game like that, when it's physical and the second balls are there to be won, and you just need to look at the second goal. I think the ball's out in the Govan side, and it gets kind of deflected over in the middle. And I think it's Sakala who's the nearest guy to the Motherwell centre mid, who then takes it to the player next to Tavernier, and we have nobody near the Motherwell players in that centre midfield. Where our centre midfielders are, I don't know. I don't know if they're still up at the Copeland. I don't know what they're doing. But the second balls, Motherwell were winning second balls left, right, and centre after they'd scored. And I think Ali said it. When Motherwell scored, I had a feeling. I was like, we're gonna collapse here. They're gonna score. You could just tell the players look nervous, and that is not good. It's not good to see because the fans are nervous. But that's not a new thing. You're always going to be nervous when it's 2-1 or 1-0. But the players look the most nervous people in the stadium, and you can see it. McGregor, every single one of them, Tavernier, all of them. And they look nervous, and there's nobody there. We lost control in the middle of the park. There is no one there to get the studs on the ball, hold on to the ball, pull our shape together, see the next 5 minutes out, keep control of this game because we are getting sucked in to their game. We're losing our way of playing. So that's probably where it went wrong. We lost our style and our way of playing, and that should not be happening to anyone in Scotland. And it certainly should be happening when you're up 2-0 at home. And it's not good enough to defend and the goalkeeping for the first goal. He needs to be dropped tomorrow night. I know we're going to go into it, but he needs to be dropped. It breaks my heart. It's like putting your dog down. It breaks my heart. And McGregor needs to step aside. But also, Goldson and Tavernier have had an absolute shocker. An absolute shocker. I think they both had 2 attempts at that second goal to tackle the guy, and he looks as if he runs through him. It was like something that, I don't know, like out of a film. Like he literally runs through him and appears on the other side of him. Like, I don't understand how he gets through them. And it's just criminal, and it's to do with attitude, and it's to do with this mentality, and that's nerves for me. That screams of nerves, because when we were playing against Dortmund and Royce and Bellingham and whatever, they're putting their hearts on their sleeve and they're getting stuck right in. I didn't see that on Saturday.
No, I think we lost control. You're right, mate, and what you mentioned there, we did, and we've all praised Glenn Kamara at times, and we've all thought what a player we're getting, whatever else. Since Steele came in, he's not looked the same. I don't know whether he doesn't understand, but there was at points he was in the middle of that park where I thought, why are you there? What are you doing? What are you even attempting to do? You're getting the ball and you're passing it back. And it was summed up when it went to each, and Kamara's passing the ball side and side and side. And what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? I don't understand what you think you're trying to achieve. Do you not care anymore? Do you not want to be here? And I know that's all very simplistic to say, but we didn't look at any point that we were trying to go hell for leather to try and get that goal. After it went to each, it looked like the team had accepted fate. It was so disappointing. It really was. Ali, we do obviously need to speak about Ali McGregor. Also, I'll tie it in with Connor Goldson as well, I suppose. Now, for the first goal, he doesn't really cover himself in glory. Any keeper really should be diving down on top of that. I don't think there's any real doubt about it. I'll tie in Conor Goldson to that. If Goldson knows that Alan McGregor isn't going to do that, why are you not sliding in to get clear of that ball? Because you've got no idea where your man is. If you watch that back, Goldson's got no idea where that guy at the back post is. Not a clue. That guy can see his number. Goldson looked at him once and then pretended like he wasn't there, and it made it 2-1. However, for the second goal, I can't. There is literally no excuse for me, McGregor, for this one. You're beat at your near post. The ball is at the very most half a yard away from your right foot, and you kind of fall down. Ryan's right. Probably is like putting a dog down, but it's time, isn't it?
Yeah. We said this over a week ago. And then we all had a wee laugh because we all put him in the team.
We picked McGregor in.
But we all said we would put McLaughlin in.
I blame Rangers for that, though. Because Rangers are making us bipolar by the bipolar performances.
Yeah, well, I think the reason we didn't do it is because he did have an all right game against Dortmund, and we probably thought, no, I'll just put him in. But no, I'm sorry. He's got to come out. It's the first goal. I can give Goldson a slight bit of slack because I think he thinks McGregor's going to come for it, because afterwards Goldson's shouting at McGregor. Second one is a calamity. Tav doesn't help Goldson, but McGregor can't be beaten at front post like that. And I've said it all season, he's too slow to go down. His reactions are too slow at times. I know in that game, in terms of he didn't lose balls, he didn't lose any goals from corner kicks and stuff in terms of sitting on his line, but this season he's just stuck in that line constantly. I don't think he's helping his back line in front of him, because I don't think, and it's mad to say this because he is one of the greatest keepers of my lifetime, McGregor, but at the present point he's not given that back line confidence. I don't think they have confidence in him, which then goes into the back line, and I just think John McLaughlin, I've said it before, he brings a calming influence. He can play with the ball at his feet. He can come for balls. It's time for John McLaughlin to come back in. And I was a wee bit shocked when David Edgar asked the question to Gio in terms of McGregor, and he's never going to say, "Oh yeah, we need to bring him out under." So he can't say that.
Yeah,
but he did sound slightly shocked in terms of, well, why are you questioning that? But this isn't new. We've been talking about this way back since the Hibs game. He came back, fair play to him, but he's cost us some amount of points. He won us a lot of points last season, so let's give him credit for that. But this season, he has cost us a hell of a lot of points. And I'm sorry, I love McGregor's as much as you guys do, but John McLaughlin has to start tomorrow night. And if John McLaughlin isn't starting tomorrow night, I'm worried going forward even more with this Rangers team.
Yeah, just quickly before I move to Scott, I agree. I agree. A goalkeeper at any level should not be beat like that at the near post. One off, fine, but it's not one off anymore. The decision they made against the Ross County one still haunts me, especially the last one, their third goal at the corner. I've got no idea what he's trying to do. Literally no idea. Trying to save it with his chest. An absolute bonkers decision, and it has come to the point now that don't ruin your legacy by being remembered for costing us something. Go for what you've done for us, and maybe have the obvious conversation with yourself. Scotia, Tav at the press conference today said that the team are fully behind Griggsy. We win and lose as a team, etc. As you would expect a captain to say. My biggest concern is I don't think everybody else, I don't think the fans are fully behind McGregor now, and could be a slippery slope.
No, you're right. I mean, it's been rumbling on for a while, and all the other sort of Rangers pods that I listen to, the same things are getting said. You know, they're saying what we're saying, and you speak to other folk in the pub and things, and we're all saying the same. I don't think Goldson fully trusts in McGregor, if I'm being completely honest, because that first goal was just complete miscommunication.
Definitely,
McGregor should be going down for it, but Goldson needs to be. They need to be talking to each other, I think, and the way that you never see it, do you? With Goldson screaming at McGregor, it's usually the other way around. But I just think that there's a real, but certainly between them two, that they're certainly not in each other's wavelength at the moment. So the problem I've got with the press conferences when you get results like this is you can't come out and start slaughtering people, your own teammates and things like that. You need to be the answers are always going to be quite politically, in line and stuff, and not going to rock the boat too much, because when that happens, things just start falling apart completely. But no, I didn't really believe Tav when I heard that there. I'm like you, I think it's time for a change at the minute, because I don't want this to be McGregor's legacy. If he gets kept in the goals for the next couple of games and he costs us more points, he's in goals tomorrow night, and if something happens that costs us more points, then I don't want that to be his legacy, because like Ali, he's certainly right up beside Gorham now. I mean, I know we've spoke about it the last couple of seasons, and towards the end of last season, McGregor was right upside Gorham there for me.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, mate. I'm not questioning what he has done for us. It's what he's doing for us now, and right now he's costing us just now. Ryan, I'll finish up with you on this, mate. Connor Goldson, I don't want him to really get a free pass, because especially for that second goal, it is absolute calamity defending for him and Tavernier. It's bordering on embarrassing, to be honest, the way they try to defend that. The absolute panic in them trying to win the ball. No control at all, no control of themselves. We've started talking about Goldson, mate, since Gio came in, because we started playing better and we stopped conceding goals, so we've stopped having that question. Still no sign of a new contract, no idea of where he's going in the summer. I don't care who you are, it's going to affect you. I would like to question, how much does he actually care now if he's made the decision that he's off?
I don't know if it's because of my seat, Carney, but I think he cares. I do believe he cares. I've got to say, I watch him during the game and he's more vocal than Tavernier. He's constantly organising people, he's roaring at people. Yes, his performances have dropped. They've been up and down. I will say he's had some set of balls on him after that Hibs game to come out and say what he said, but then he put in the performances straight after. So fair play. He backed it up and showed that he could. And if he'd kept playing poorly, he would have got slaughtered. He would have been dropped, because the fans wouldn't have put up with that comment and playing badly. But he didn't. He bounced back and played well, and he went on a run of games and played really well. But yeah, he's a culprit. He's a culprit for the goals we're conceding. I think Scotia makes a brilliant point that you can see Goldson, not just that goal, the first goal on Saturday, corner kicks. You can see there's a lack of confidence in, and this might just be both ways, but you can see there's a lack of confidence in McGregor from the defence. They don't think he'll come for it. They don't know how to deal with the cross balls. And that was a perfect example. I mean, it was along the ground, obviously, but that was a perfect example. Who's dealing with this? Are you dealing with it? No, right. Oh, no, he's put it in the back of the net. And it's horrendous, and it needs sorted out. But Goldson, we've all known since before Christmas he ain't staying. He obviously wants to go back down south. It could be for family reasons. It could be his last fin. I mean, you've got to remember this guy's had heart problems. I'm not bailing him out here. He's had heart problems. This could be his last big payday. He set him up for life. If that's what he wants to do, he's entitled to run down his contract, as long as he's putting the performances in. And if he does that again tomorrow night, which he will start, if he does that again, if we've got fit defenders, yeah, he gets dropped. He gets dropped. He can't play like that the way he played on Saturday, because it does look a bit of an attitude, because he didn't apply himself properly to that second goal. He just didn't look as if he was going to make a tackle. It was so poor.
Yeah, I was cautious at time, realising that we've actually went about 40 minutes here and we've got other stuff to talk about. But I don't really want to miss this bit out, so I'm actually going to bring it up. Ali, Gio at his press conference today says that he's taking some of the responsibility for the second half display. But the question still remains to me: why did you not change it, and why was your change taken off Sakala and put on Kamar Roof? Kamar Roof, who hasn't played a competitive game since Annan?
Yeah, I mean, he get praise Gio for Dortmund when he changed the shape on Thursday night, and he did well, and he got praise for that. But no, to me, when it went 2-1, you bring on Balogun. He's on the bench, Balogun. You got to bring him on. You put Lundstrom in the middle of the park. To me, that was a change. got to keep Sakala. Yeah, you don't know what he's doing half the time, but that's why I'd keep on the park. Sakala, I think he's dangerous. I thought the first half he was really dangerous. I would have kept him on. Kamaru, I don't think the last time he was actually on the park for Rangers. I know he played against, was it Annan or something? But
It was Annan.
yeah.
Do you not listen to anything I say before I ask you a question? No.
No. But he's Kamaru is another one I don't think will be there next season. I think he'll be moved on as well. He's just, his injuries don't help him, but I don't know whether Gio fancies him or not. I don't know because we've hardly seen him at all. But yeah, and he made the change. Was it 10 minutes to go? He made the change.
82 minutes.
Yeah. So to me, he had to make the change when it went 2-1 and put Lundstrom in the middle of the park and that was the obvious change. And he didn't do it. So, yeah, he's got to take responsibility on it. He took the praise on Thursday night, and rightfully so. And he has to take some of the blame for Sunday as well, along with the players. The players on that park should have enough to go out there and do it. But as Ryan says, there's guys in that park that aren't adding numbers. And I'm not going to go round the houses of who we're going to note here, but we're starting to rely on
the easiest way to sum that
Morelos
up, mate, is the second top goal scorer at the club just now is Sakala, I think, and then it's Tav.
Oh, is it Sakala?
Yeah,
I think so. I could be wrong. Somebody might stand corrected. Just off the top of my head, I think it's Morelos, Sakala, and then Tav. You need your midfielders to contribute more.
Yeah, the midfield's contributing next to nothing at the moment. Yeah, Joe Aribo pops in with some goals now and again, but he needs more. Another guy who I think has been brilliant recently, but doesn't score goals. You'll know who I'm on about. But yeah, Scotia's man Hadji, I think, is a big miss. I know he wasn't great before he got injured, but he's a big miss at the moment for us because we don't really have anyone. We don't look like scoring at times, and when it went 2 each, I just knew we ain't scoring.
You're right. Scotia, in terms of Gio and his tactics, he had A, B, and C ready for Dortmund. Why did he have a very poor plan A for Motherwell and that alone?
Oh, I don't know. Unlike Ali, you've got to criticise him. You praise him for what he done against Dortmund, but yeah, he gets criticised here because. But I'm like Pearson. Balogun's on the bench there. Ryan said it earlier. Kamara's in the second half like losing the midfield battle completely. So it's time for Lundstrom to get pushed up into midfield, and you bring Balogun on. If Balogun's not coming on, then he probably wasn't fit enough to be on that bench. That could have went to a King or a Simpson, and then you've also got Sands. Was on the bench as well, who could have slipped into and at the back, where you could pull Bassi across and put Barisic on at left back. That for me needed to get done because we were losing the midfield battle, and he just wasn't changing it. And we've seen this before under the previous management team where they would just try to sort of hang on and see it out, and it just goes back in their face. So he wasn't great tactically at the weekend there, Gio.
No. Especially not. I mean, Arfield was blown out his arse after about 40 minutes. Aribo was good. He was good at spells, but not effective enough. So it has to be down to the amount of time he's put in. Kent tired towards the end as well. Even Morelos did, even though he scored twice, which one of them should have counted anyway. But yeah, just not a good day at the office at all. And for all parties, the management team and the players, and that second half is certainly going to do a lot of damage to us if we don't figure out how to put teams to bed to consistently do enough and not just fall over and literally panic as soon as a long ball gets brought forward or a team gets motivated and not adapt and not change. A very frustrating afternoon, that is for sure. But yeah, we'll leave that there. If you are still here, thank you for listening to that. That must have been bloody tough, man. So thank you so much for getting through that. Hopefully this makes you smile. Speaking of massive balls up, I have to do the Manscaped promo. So it's time to join 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, who are the leaders in below-the-waist grooming and can provide you with the right tools for the job to keep your balls thanking you. With our exclusive offer, go to manscaped.com and use the code CLUB@22 for 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped are the global leaders in men's below-the-waist grooming and have forever changed the grooming game with their amazing Performance Package 4.0. The number one product in the package is the Lawnmower 4.0. It has skin-safe technology so you don't damage the man veg, and it has an LED light in case you want to live life on the edge and shave your delicates in the dark. To complete the trimming of said delicates, finish it off with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner. These formulations will have your balls smelling like a king. So our exclusive offer is 20% off and free shipping with the code CLUB@22 at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. Your balls will thank you. Thank you to Manscaped again for their continued support. If you use the code CLUB@22, you will get 20% off and free shipping, but you will also be supporting this podcast. So thank you to absolutely everybody that has done so far. Hello, Ryan's cat. For you listening on audio, you're probably wondering what that's all about. The cat bit wasn't in to do with the promo, by the way. There was no innuendos there or anything. Ryan's cat had just made an appearance. Right, gentlemen, we'll move on. We'll quickly touch on something, and then we'll go on to the St Johnstone because I'm obviously pretty cautious of time, and I'll be surprised if anybody's still watching anyway. So, on to other news that ties in with the Motherwell game a bit. The SPFL clubs met to discuss the VAR. The meeting lasted less than an hour with no resolution being met by the end of the meeting. Scotia, why is Scottish football so keen in just watching itself burn and act like it's all okay and just not make any adaptation to modern football and live in what's fast becoming the dark ages of football?
It is. I think out of the top 15, probably the top 20 leagues in Europe, we're the only ones that don't have VAR. I think what the meeting they had, they get told that the price was now going to be double or more than double than what they were initially told. So it's not going to happen. You just know that, and it's really annoying because, like you say, mentioned back to the Motherwell game there was probably about four decisions that could have changed the game again against Motherwell. There was the challenge in Goldson in the first half. It was a red card. Motherwell's second goal in the build-up to it, O'Donnell flicks it into, who was it, Shaw? He's offside. Then obviously it takes a wee bit longer for it to go through and the boy scores, but that was offside, so it should have got called back. And then you had Alfie's two chances. First one, I during the game, I was like, no, that he was offside. I felt when I was looking at it. But the second one, no, that's... You need VAR for something like that. And although for that one, I don't know if VAR would have been that conclusive because it was really, really tight. And I just don't know how the linesman can guess that one and not see... Or obviously it was different linesmen. But he can guess that one and then the one for the Motherwell goal where he's a couple of yards off that doesn't get given. So VAR needs to come in. But like I say, because that price getting doubled up, you just know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think the SFA just walk about the streets of Glasgow, Edinburgh, all the major cities in Scotland and just look for people that look slightly lost and go up and go, do you want to be a linesman, son? Yes, I do. There's a flag. I went and stand on that line and just put it up when you feel like it. It doesn't really matter when you do it. Just put it up every now and again. So, yeah, no, the linesmen are shocking. They really are. He's guessed the Morelos second one. Let's not be coy about it. He's guessed that he's offside for that second one. It's not great because the TV angles are poor, but it's a guess. There's no way he's got that correct. He is literally went, well, he's probably offside. I'll just put my flag up here.
Carney.
Yes, mate.
Sorry, can I just jump in? What I was thinking as well, obviously I've been down to pitch side at Ibrox and there's that quite a big camber on the pitch, so when you're standing at pitch level it's really difficult to see like the other side of the pitch. So because Morelos is kind of blocking his view as well, it is a total guess. All right.
Yeah, as I guess, he literally has guessed. He's not that good. I know he's not that good because it was another decision that he made that was just ludicrous, and you're just... My biggest one with the second goal, I got my back talking about the bloody Motherwell game. The second goal is, see the players that were warming up all screamed at that linesman like, are you having a laugh? Like all the players that were warming up, the Rangers players. And the way Morelos went away and celebrated, it was just, it has to have been a goal. But VAR's not going to happen. Ali, you there?
You never said me there.
Did I? Did I say Ali?
No.
Somebody did. No. Sorry, mate. Sorry. My bad, everybody. My bad.
Don't worry, I'll
professional. Really professional. Yes, Ali. VAR's not going to happen, is it?
No. And to be fair, if the VAR we're on about isn't even for next season, it was for the season afterwards. So strap yourselves in. We're not going to have it for at least probably 2-3 years. Whether they bring it in the Scottish Cup or something, I don't know. But yeah, I was going to say, just in our run recently, although we've had a lot of horrendous luck in every game, pretty much. We've had a real run of bad luck, and VAR would have helped us. But then again, I don't watch other teams in Scotland. They could say the exact same thing in terms of their games too. So you never know that. But we have had a hell of a run of bad luck. I think we're due a bit of luck somewhere in the next couple of games, but whether that'll happen, God knows.
Yeah, Ryan, last bit to you on this, mate. You don't like VAR, or you don't want VAR, so you're probably happy with us.
You've not been kind of getting one round recently, very recently. You were fed up hearing me say this. I have never seen so many bad refereeing performances. It's literally every single week. Every single week, I can't believe the things I'm seeing. That Goldson tackle, Rangers should be challenging that. I've not heard anything. I don't know if they have or not, but Rangers should be challenging that, because that is it's dangerous play, and the referee is there, as I said before, first and foremost to protect players. And if he thinks he's protecting Goldson there, I've no idea what he thinks he's doing as a referee. I've got my fear that even if we do end up getting VAR, that we're going to get some sort of home bargains VAR, and they'll go to the touchline, and it'll be Stephen Thompson and Michael Stewart standing there with a flip book, a picture flip book or something like that. So
yeah, there'll be a sketch artist, mate, will need to sit and draw the scene that they've just seen, and then they'll need to show it. Scotia's so annoyed he's left the room, everybody.
I'll apologise to Scotia later. Obviously, he's a huge VAR fan. He doesn't like me contesting what he's saying. But yeah,
last time when we were talking about VAR? Yeah. Was it last time we were talking about VAR? Scotia's really not nothing to do with us.
I'm pretty sure it was me speaking as well, so obviously it's my voice. And
he's back.
Sorry, Ryan. My computer was about to run out of battery, and then when I done it, I knocked everything out. So, sorry about that. I could still hear you though.
I get your pro VAR, but just challenge me if you don't agree with what I say. Let's have a conversation. Don't just leave, please.
Here's a rage quit.
I got a fear that if we do end up getting VAR, which I think we will in a few years' time, I just feel that it's not going to be the VAR that we all want. I just can't see this screen and this quick decision happening, and no offence, away at St Mirren or Hamilton or whatever. I just can't see this happening. I can't see the technology being there and the right decisions being made. But also we're still seeing poor decisions being made through VAR down in England, and we've got numpties up here for referees. Absolute, they're brain dead, some of them. And for them to make the right decision, even though they've got the VAR, I still see it being a problem.
Yeah, you're spot on. It's just not going to happen, though. It isn't. I mean, I'd be shocked if we see it in the next 5 years. Now, I mean, 2-3. I just don't think it will happen. And if it will, God knows what it'll be. I mean, we don't even have goal line technology, man. It's like you might as well just put two jumpers down in the middle of a field and just tell them to get on with it. What do you used to call it? Nobody in. What's that we used to call it? Nobody in. I mean, there was no goalkeepers. You could just shoot whatever you wanted to try and get it between the goals. What did that used to be called?
I called it Rush. We called it Rushy.
Or no keepsies or something. I don't know. God, who knows? I'm far too old to remember playing football as a Wayne. That's quite sad. Right, we'll move on to St Johnstone game. Finally getting somewhere. As I say, nobody's watching, so it doesn't matter. We travelled to Perth on Wednesday night to take on St Johnstone. St Johnstone are sitting second, 2 points ahead of Dundee. We have a game in hand over them just now. They've been struggling for form all season, suffered a 3-1 defeat in Dingwall against Ross County on Saturday. Just there. It's getting to the point of the season, Ali, where all these teams are now fighting for 3 points, anything that they can get to try and survive. We should be going into this match full of confidence based on where they're sitting in the league and where we're sitting in the league. However, as you mentioned earlier, mate, we're probably not feeling that. So what are you expecting from the game from Wednesday, if you can hazard a guess at it?
I think it'll be difficult. Like you say, St Johnstone are down Dundee's bottom of the league, but Dundee's got a game in hand over St Johnstone. St Johnstone are 7 points behind Ross County, so they're desperate for points at the moment, St Johnstone. So, yeah, I think it'll be a tough game. I think St Johnstone will, as you say, part two buses. So we'll need to be patient, I think, tomorrow night. And we all know, well, I've not got patience straight away, so that'll be hard for me. But no, we'll need patience tomorrow night. And I fully expect a tough game. Like I said at the beginning, Carney, I really don't know what Rangers are going to turn up. Rangers could come out tomorrow and blow them away. It wouldn't surprise me, or they could get beat or drop points. That wouldn't surprise me. So you just don't know what Rangers are going to turn up. But from what I've heard for Rangers in the pressers, which I've heard previously and they've dropped points, they need to come out and show the Rangers fans something tomorrow night. They really do, because we need 6 points from tomorrow night and Saturday. Because if we don't get 6 points, I know I've said I haven't conceded it, but I pretty much have in a roundabout way. The league is done if we don't take 6 points in the next 2 games. So I want a performance for Rangers tomorrow, but more importantly, I want 3 points first. That's all I want.
If I had to say anything, mate, we need 3 points from all games bar one. I think we could afford a draw in the Old Firm, the last Old Firm game of the season, because I do think Celtic will drop points, but we have to win every single game. I just don't think there's any real doubt about that, and anything more than winning tomorrow night will be horrific. The backlash will not be nice at all. God almighty, man, even thinking about it. Scotia, your thoughts ahead of the St Johnstone game, mate?
But like Ali, we should really be going into this game fully confident and fully expecting as winning, considering where St Johnstone are. I think they've only won twice at McDermott Park this season. Once was against Hearts a few weeks back, and then Dundee back at September, October time as well. So based on that, and it being Rangers, we should be out and absolutely dominating that game. But we also obviously got the news, well, the result there at the weekend doesn't help things, but we also got the news in the press conference that Ramsey, Davis, Diallo, Jack and Helander will all be missing for that game. And there's arguments for every single one of them when they're all fully fit to be a first team starter. So, yeah, I want to be confident about it, but just based on how we've been playing in the league recently, I'm not too sure.
Ryan, how are you feeling ahead of the game?
Nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous. I am nervous, and I'm nervous because, we can't slip. I don't think we can slip. I think Ali and I said in the last pod that we were possibly 2 games away from putting the bow on this. Is that the one game? I don't know. I'm glad the mentality's being questioned, as I said at the beginning of the pod, because there is nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide for this Rangers team. Rangers need to go out and win tomorrow night. And they've got a point to prove, because the mentality is getting questioned. They have a point to prove to themselves, to the media and to us, the supporters. Because big questions are getting asked to this team and they have nowhere to hide, but they have to respond. So I am nervous because I'm a fan, but this team do turn performances and they do bounce back. They do show that, like I've said, they've got the ability. So it's a strange place to be, but yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow night. But it will be a slog. It will be a fight, because St Johnstone are fighting for their lives, and they'll know to play physical. Players like that Rooney guy and that, they know how to play against Rangers. They'll put the boot in. They'll do a bit of rolling about. They'll say things to Morelos. That's what you're facing tomorrow night, and you've got to accommodate it. You've got to beat them and play them at their own game.
Yep, I agree, except we won't, because we don't do that. So I would like to think that we would do the dark arts, mate, but we won't. I don't know how to feel about it. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't really know how to feel. And with the news that Ryan Jack's not there, I'm gutted, because there was a massive Ryan Jack shaped hole in the middle of that park on Sunday. So yeah, not really sure how to feel about it, but 3 points is essential tomorrow night. It's just an absolute must. There is no doubt about it. Ali, team and score prediction, mate.
McLaughlin in goal. So I'm sticking to my guns there, unlike I did last week. McLaughlin in goal. Back line of Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Lundstrom, I think Kamara needs to start because I think Arfield's blown out his arse at the moment. So Lundstrom, Kamara, Aribo, Kent, Morelos and Sakala. That's my team. And I'm going to go 2-0 Rangers. Ryan Kent to score.
Okie doke. I've got one change from that. I was that unimpressed with Kamara on Sunday, and this is no disrespect to Sands, but I'll put Sands in there with Lundstrom and have Sands just sitting there and let Lundstrom go forward. I think you might as well. Kamara offered nothing. He didn't look interested. He didn't look like he knew what he was doing. I think it'll be quite a physical game, and I think Sands would be a good one to have in there. So my team's exactly the same as yours. McLaughlin, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Sands, Lundstrom, Aribo, Kent, Morelos and Sakala were exactly the same apart from Sands. I'm going 2-1 Rangers. Brace yourselves, everybody, and I'm also going for Ryan Kent to score first. Scotia, your team and your score.
Same team as you. Although I think I'm a wee bit... I don't know how fit Balogun is. He wasn't mentioned in the press conference, so I assume he's okay. But I could maybe potentially see like a Sands playing there or a Bassey coming in and Barisic in the fullback position. But same team as you, I'm going for. And 3-0 Rangers with Morelos to score first. Although I did jokingly say to Pearson at the weekend that it'll probably be 8-0 Rangers because I've got a gig tomorrow night, so I'll miss the game.
See if it's 3-0 tomorrow night. See if it's 3-0 to Rangers tomorrow night, Scotia. I'll pay for a haircut for you. Honestly, I will, mate. I cannot see Rangers winning 3-0 tomorrow night at all. Ryan, your team and your score prediction, mate.
McLaughlin, Tav, Coulson, Balogun, Bassey, Lundstrom, Kamara, Aribo, Kent, Morelos, Sakala. What I would do if I was picking the team is I would put Zakowski at right back and I would play Tav on the right of the three. I would play Tav up the park and I'd play Zakowski at right back because I like Tav going forward. I want to see him up the park a bit and I'd like to see the defence shuffled about a bit. If there was options at centre-half, I would also shuffle Goldson about. Because I think it means it.
Mate. Yeah, no, sorry, mate. Your score, mate?
Is 2-1 Rangers, Lundstrom first goal scorer.
Yeah, in terms of if we had Hollander fit and Balogun was fit, I would also be thinking about rotating Connor Goldson as well. When you first said put Zakowski at right back, I thought you were going to put Tav at centre back. I was like, oh, come on. Like, don't be doing that to us, man. But no, I can totally get that argument, mate, with Tav going forward. And yeah, I think if we had more fit centre backs, I would be rotating Connor Goldson out. Anyway, gentlemen, we've ran on a wee bit longer tonight, just due to what we had to discuss, I suppose. Make no excuses for it. Kick off tomorrow night is at 7:45 and 3 points Rangers. Thank you, please. That'll do us. Ali, thank you very much for tonight, mate.
No problem. That was a very cheery podcast. Sorry, everyone.
I know.
Hopefully it's a bit more positive after tomorrow night. I just thought I'd get a wee shout out. Me and Scotia met a viewer in the club deck just before we went into the ground, Colin Hunter from Aberdeen, listened to the podcast and full of praise for us, so it was appreciated, Colin. So I said give him a wee shout out. But no, hopefully we are more positive tomorrow night in this podcast.
I hope so. Scott Gemmell, thank you very much, mate. Enjoy your living in 2004 gig.
Yeah, I will do it. I'm looking forward to it. First gig in like 3 years. But yes, no, thanks very much. And now I'm away to go and watch the Milan derby. Just in time for that.
Nice one. And Ryan Haymarsh, pleasure as always, mate.
Thanks, boys. That was a hard one for us all. I hope people enjoyed it and can respect the fact that we've been honest. There's no point sugarcoating what's happened at the weekend. The positives is it's 3 points and we do move on and we need to move on. So let's see what happens tomorrow night. Come on, the Gels.
Come on, the Gels. That'll do us. As always, like the videos, please subscribe to the channel. That'll be great. We will be back tomorrow night with a club reaction after the St Johnstone game. I hope you see smiling faces of some sort tomorrow, even if it is just for 3 points. It would be happy. It would be a much better, happier podcast than this one, let's hope. If you do pray, please pray for our Rangers away win in the league, and then say another one for the four of us. That would be much appreciated. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow after the game. Cheers, everyone.